All right, Ashley, thank you for being here with me. So, my first question for you is where and how did you find food freedom? And what really prompted you to say, like, you know what? I'm going to reach out and I want to learn more.
So I actually found out about you guys because a friend of mine met you at Orange Theory. And so then she sent me to your Instagram and said that she thought that I would connect with you. And you had just made a post about if you can't keep a certain food in the house. And that really resonated with me. So I reached out.
And I'm so glad that you did. So, my big question I always love to ask is how has your relationship with food changed since you've started working with our team?
I would say that my life doesn't revolve around the number of calories that I'm eating like it had for 30 years before. Um, I would say that I do feel free in a way from that. I don't count my calories. I think more about like the texture of foods and how my body feels after I eat certain foods instead of just how it will affect my weight and ultimately my looks.
Yes. One question I would love to ask you too, because I know we've talked so much about it in our sessions, is how has your relationship with movement changed throughout this process as well?
I would say that I've found exercises that I actually enjoy that I look forward to because of the endorphin release and the adrenaline, that kind of stuff, instead of just um, that they'll burn off the meal that I'm going to eat after. Uh, I've found exercises that I enjoy that don't feel like punishment, that I don't feel like I'm watching the clock the whole time I'm doing it. Yeah,
It's so awesome. You found a lot of joy in your movement.
right.
Um, Last question, or I guess I have two more, but this one is very broad, so you can take it any way you want. What has been like a big aha moment for you, or something that throughout this time together that really like surprised you, or maybe like you didn't realize about diet culture until you kind of went through the process?
Hmm. Um, I would say the using the intuitive eating workbook really helped me think about those things. It really makes you take a deep dive into your relationship with food. I would say so much of diet culture was just ingrained in my mind that it was my daily habits. I hadn't really thought about how much my life was revolving around calorie counting and burning calories and equating foods with good and bad. And I would say that really what has changed for me is focusing on the nutrition around food, the way that food makes me feel, the texture of food, but also not like revolving my whole day around what I might eat. Um, I used to obsess over what I would have for every meal, the calorie content of that, and then also how I would burn off those calories. Whereas now I feel like my day-to-day life is a little more normal or free from that kind of thinking. And I think it's given me the freedom to kind of take life as it goes instead of so calculated around calories and what I was eating.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. I love when people use the word free. It's
Mhm.
so beautiful to hear. And so last question, if a friend reached out to you and said, "Ashley, should I work with Find Food Freedom?" What would you say and why?
Oh, absolutely. Just like I said, the freedom that I've found has really helped improve my day-to-day life for sure. I think when you're like in the cycle of counting calories and burning calories and obsessing over what you're eating, you do lose a lot of your, I guess, emotional freedom. Um, and having that weight off your shoulders, having it off your mind, for me anyway, it's really improved my day-to-day life. Just I think it's also helped, if it makes sense, it's helped my relationship with myself. I don't feel angry with myself if I eat the wrong number of calories. I don't feel angry with myself if I miss a workout. Um, and I think that's really important for emotional health.
Yes. Thank you so much for sharing. I always say that with intuitive eating, it's learning to become your own best friend again and to
Mhm.
have that compassion and empathy with yourself. So thank you so much for sharing your story.
Mhm.